All right.
Here we are.
Live from historic, beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio. That is not
true.
incorrect.
No,
but
you're right.
Ashtabula Harbor at the beautiful Maiden, Ohio building here. One day I'm going to have to do a little panoramic, Sam, and let them see all the merchandise that's down here.
I'm telling you, it is from the floor to the ceiling, all the best custom T-shirt work that you could ask for right here in the beautiful Ashtabula Harbor.
Yeah, how you doing today, Sam? What's going on, man?
Well, man, it's a day early, so I'm a little bit I'm trying to catch my breath, I feel like. But with the Browns Steelers playing tomorrow, I guess we have to push our game out of the way, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I feel like tomorrow's Friday, and we should have a game. Just, it's just kind of weird. Usually that's the way that works, and we don't. So.
Yeah, it's weird how quickly you get into those into that habit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew today as we were, locking in those last graphics for the leaders that are coming out here at the end of at the middle of the show, actually, when we push out the area leaders, I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't believe I've got a whole day for people to still send me stats.
Yeah, that is that is a very valid point, my friend. Oh, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Big lineup as always. Definitely gonna have player of the week here shortly. Volleyball, the Tutty Reel. The week results, Sam's new favorite, Pick'em. And then we're going to, listen, he's going to take that wrench and kind of gear it in there just a little bit more coming up here in the next hour and have a little fun with maybe a little hypothetical power rankings, top four. We don't have an image for it, but we are going to talk about it. Then obviously get into all the player stats, week 4 games. We got our fantasy football picked. Exciting show for tonight.
Listen, fantasy football's back, folks.
Yes.
You can't read it, but we're going to read them out to you.
Graphics
coming out soon.
Stats are up to date. We might not have it might not be a 10-0 record or anything like that by the end of it, but we'll see how that one works.
Listen, if some ain't bad. It doesn't matter. We're going week by week. I know that. But what Ryan's talking about is that Power 4. We're going to call it the 440 Power 4. So there are 8 teams in Ashtabula County. We are going to pick the top 50% who we think, in order, from 1 to 4, who is the Power 4 in Ashtabula, and we're going to give a reason why.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we will go through that. So stay tuned tonight. Don't forget on Facebook, share the stream, like the stream. Follow us now if you're over on YouTube. Whatever it takes to get it pushed out to somebody else, I don't know, but it's going to be great. Nonetheless, how was your weekend? We spent, as would seemingly is every weekend now. How was your weekend, Sam, even though I spent it with you?
So I'll tell you what, my weekend was awesome. I got to watch 12 great boxing matches here in Ashtabula at the Mount Carmel Center. So shout out to Moreno Boxing Productions, Beulah Boxing Club, as well as Pixel and Pencil, my cousin Elvis's company, who also did commentary with me throughout these boxing matches. And I'll tell you what, I have never had so much fun covering a non-football game as covering that boxing. And I hope we do it again soon because it was an absolute blast.
Yeah, I can't lie to you, man. That was, I got to do what I like to do, the production, the behind the scenes, not much, working the camera, not on the camera.
Oh, shout out to our friend Rick DeWeese who came on as a second cameraman.
Huge shout out to Ricky. He came on, did the B-rolls. I don't know. We keep calling it the B-roll. I don't know what it's called, but it is prettier having a second cameraman than
whatever
it is
we
just
call
one.
it is what it is.
Right. But, yeah, that was a great event, great venue. I'm not going to lie to you, Sam. I was a little skeptical on how that one was going to play out there. When I was told, and viewers out there, if you know where Mount Carmel is, it is. I got married there, me and my beautiful wife. We got married, we had our wedding reception there. But I was really skeptical about a boxing ring being in the Mount Carmel facility. I
on the other hand, was not.
I just didn't know what to think. And I walked in, and I can't say enough about Moreno Promotions, boxing promotions, and what he did and how he did it. It was just an amazing event. If it does come back around, and I begged him by the time we got done with it, I said, please, 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 don't let this be a one and done. Please bring it back.
Too great.
Do it again. You don't have to do it once a month, maybe like once every 3 months. And Sam made a great suggestion, fall, spring, winter.
Make it a stop.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully maybe we can get onto a boxing circuit.
It was a USA Boxing sanctioned match, and we got to see the number one.
3 belts changed.
Yeah, 3 belts changed hand. There was women fighters. There was youth fighters. There was, I think they were 16. Well, maybe they weren't 16. PJ Hall, he's a local guy here that fought. I don't know his age off the top of my
he's
head.
in his 20s.
He's in his 20s.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know any of their ages. It was all very new for me. But, man, can I not – I can't say enough about how much fun that event was. So kudos out to those guys.
It was great. I mean, I hope we get to do it again. I know it was
Yeah.
and that's really the story of when we cover things. We picked a lot of things up that we don't necessarily cover on a normal basis, but one of the things we rarely do is say no.
Yeah.
If given the opportunity to provide some extra coverage, some extra
pizzazz for Ashtabula
anything
County.
we can for Ashtabula County, that's what we're doing. We had a chance to do it there, and it was a great time.
Yeah, lots of fun. All right, well, we're gonna rock into it. My weekend was fun nonetheless. I spent it with you, getting sick of that, but it is what it is. Flag football on Sunday. I do a shout out to the JV Youth Dragons, 5-0. I gotta say that. Went out to played at PV, but we played Jefferson. Great game out there. Good job, guys out there. Can't wait to see it on Monday. It's not Monday. Can't practice tomorrow. Saturday we do have a bye week though, which is I'm not gonna lie to anybody.
What?
A Saturday with nothing planned. Well, my wife hasn't made plans yet, so that's probably coming soon. But yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of, having a big weekend, I know that one guy from beautiful Andover, Ohio, or as Ryan would call it, downtown Andover, by the name of Ty Vickery, our Week 5 Player of the Week. 20 carries, 210 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, and then he sprinkles in a receiving touchdown in there too to make it a perfect 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show PV Laker, Ty Vickery. Ty, what's going on?
Good morning.
Listen, I thought you couldn't hear us for real. That's like, oh no, here we go. Round 2 with this.
Yeah. So Ty, you're coming into your sophomore year now. You guys have a great freshman year. A lot of guys to learn from. You're in a really great program out there in PV. That's one of the things we talked about is, you guys have established an expectation of excellence, and you guys are really holding up to that. Rough start to start the year, but boy, do you guys come out and get it done. What was going on Friday night, Ty?
You know what? I can't really tell you. Coach Crossan, he was giving me the ball, and it was working. So.
Yeah, so it obviously was working because you get into that end zone 5 times. And, one of the things, you being from a smaller school, you're a two-way player because you're a phenomenal athlete. We've seen that from last year. I think you have, if not 100, just under 100 tackles last year. So you've got to be a leader on defense at the middle linebacker position. You're a running back. How were you feeling with the conditioning? Does that ever come into play?
It does. We usually
It's all right. You're good, man. Just relax a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when
right.
when you when you're down on that conditioning, are you guys having to do extra conditioning throughout the summer because you're going to have to do some extra running during the game?
Yeah. Obviously, we only got 20 something guys. We need everybody to be in great condition, So yeah, we did extra conditioning during the summer.
Right. Tip. I got it. Kudos. Sammy already mentioned it before the show, so I'm going to steal it. But kudos on the shirt. I like the shirt. Got to point that out there. Nice color there. Yeah. So one thing I was watching you. I have the luxury of streaming these games and running the camera, so I get a little bit more in-depth detail while watching it. But one thing. I don't know if it's something learned or just a natural thing, an instinctual thing, but you can find a cutback lane probably with some of the best in the county, if not the best. I couldn't tell you the play name, any of that fun stuff. If you find a way to sprint right, and then all of a sudden it's on a dime going back left, and then we're zigzagging all the way up the field. You did it quite a few times during that St. John game. Obviously, 5 Tud Rockets that Sam calls it, or 6 Tud Rockets, right?
6 Tud Rockets for Ty Vickery out there, man.
But
I know at halftime they were like, I can't believe he's got 5. I was behind his parents when I was trying to get me some nachos.
Right. Yeah, but is that, I don't know, is that something you guys practice, or is that just a natural thing for you?
To be honest, it's instinct, honestly.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this year, are you and Ryan? Are you guys captains this year? Is that right, or who are your captains this year?
It's me, Ryan, Cameron Cargill, Chase, Yeah, I think that's it.
So, you guys are
Seven.
yeah, so you got a nice mix of youth and veteran leadership at that captain spot. What are some of the things that kind of come with that C? If you're in PV and you're the captain, what are the expectations?
What are the expectations? You tell me. What are the expectations? Leadership. Yeah,
Leadership.
Yep.
Teach
So
the young ones.
yeah, and you know what? That's a perfect segue to the young ones, because you guys are a young team. You guys have sophomores. You guys have a lot of freshmen coming out there, and coming into a conference where that's really what the NAC is. You're either an old team or a young team. There ain't too many that are having a pretty big mixture. So I guess I'm going to steal one of Ryan's questions here. You get to play on both offense and defense.
How you gonna do that?
You get to play on offense and defense. Ty, do you like laying the hit or do you like running away from the hit?
I like giving the hit.
Oh, listen, 6-ton Rocket Ty coming out saying he prefers defense. Is that what you're saying? Well, no, you could do that on both sides of the ball.
I don't know. I
So
see him. God forbid he gets through the middle. It's
Right.
It's a bad day for the safety.
If you could only play one side of the ball, which side are you playing? Offense or defense, Ty?
Defense.
Oh, I think you'll be the first offensive
definitely is the
sensation in a week or on a player of the week that would choose defense. But I like it. I like it a lot. So you got some guys around you over there. I don't know. You want to introduce them real quick?
We got Devin Sharp, safety, slot. Jaron Nowakowski, slot, and outside backer.
Wide receiver, Matthew Atkins, and corner.
Chase Vickery, defensive line and center.
My man.
Ben Krauser, lineman and linebacker.
And then we got Brennan Moore, and he plays linebacker.
Nice. All right, so you put up 20 carries, 210, 6-ton Rockets, all that fun stuff happened last Friday night. I know who I like to, for you to thank, and we talked about it before the show. You could change it. I won't be mad at you. I do have a reasonable expectation, though, of what you should say. But with that being said, who you got to thank for all your success on Friday night last week?
I have a couple of people to thank. First off, I have Mr. Ryan Croston for giving me the ball, and I have my lineman.
There you go.
Yep, we're getting there. Yep.
Yeah, so those linemen definitely opened
and
it up.
Coach Croston.
And there it is.
Hey, listen. Hey, I think he's the first to ever think it's well, maybe not, but it don't happen often.
I know. Listen, that's a
Thanking
smart
your
move.
coach. He's probably watching. If not, or he might be watching soon. That's probably a smart move. Smart move right there.
All right, and then what I usually end the interview with is, after all that hard work, you're going to earn yourself a T-shirt this year for being Player of the Week on week number 5. Ty Vickery, what is your T-shirt size, my man?
I'm gonna have to go with the large.
Ooh,
There it is,
I like
large.
I like it.
What are we going to get to look forward to when we watch those PV Lakers take on Matthews this week? Or no, Fairport Harding.
You're gonna see smart football, lots of hard hits. Offense is gonna move the ball, and defense is gonna get stops.
Listen, I love it. It doesn't get better than that, and I couldn't
Not
make it
bad.
if I wanted to. Listen, boys, we'll see you when you guys go against Conneaut as we're coming over to Andover.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
There it is, and that right there, PV Laker Ryan Croston. 6 touchdown. This is
PV Laker, Ty Vickery.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ty Vickery.
Yeah.
Ty Vickery, 6
Got him.
touchdown. Well, Ryan Croston had a phenomenal game in that
He
game
helps
as
with
well.
it. That's for sure.
Yeah. That 1-2 punch between him and Ty and Ryan, that's a 1-2 punch, and both those guys are young.
Yeah.
So that's a 1-2 punch that they're going to see in Andover for years to come. PV has a start of the year that they really didn't want. You know what I mean? Some tougher games, and they're not used to losing that often if you've paid attention to the Lakers play football for the last couple of years. They came out there and, batten down the hatches, and my goodness, it was all PV all day.
Yeah, got out there, knocked the dust off. They walked into that game 0-4, and they were really looking to get that first win of the season, and hopefully they can continue the winning traditions that PV has really put up over the past 2, 3, 4 years, and go through and maybe a 6-4 season. You never know; could happen this week.
Yeah, I mean they are. They can definitely get it done. No, they think they can go 5-5
or 5-5. Yeah, thank you.
Or no, it's 6-4. You're right.
Yeah,
you're
don't
right.
ever. You do that again, there'll be problems.
Listen, so no, they can go 5. But listen, playoffs still very, very alive for them. And if not playoffs, they definitely can go grab that NAC.
Yeah.
That NAC is up in the air. There's some teams that are ripe for the picking, and PV could be the one that does the picking.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get into some volleyball. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the volleyball stats this week. And once again, this part of the show, thank you very much to Coach Tracy Mead over at Lakeside for putting this whole thing together and making it so we can provide these stats to everybody here in the county. Thank you for all the girls for all the hard work you guys are doing. We want you to know that your hard work does not go unappreciated. Keep in mind that we'll be handing out our second ever volleyball scholarship this year after a very successful volleyball preview this year. I'm really, really looking forward to that. The voting on that's going to start here real soon.
All right, moving right into volleyball and talk about starting hot. Here we go. Well, let's see.
Gotta hit that pause button, buddy.
Just relax. Going back. There's the pause button. So we'll start off with PV. Record of 4-7 this year. The Lakers did finish 2-0 this week, defeating Lordstown and Grand Valley. No stats were entered this week, but keep going, Lady Lakers.
All right, moving right along after
Grand
the
Valley,
Lakers is going to be
I'll
Grand
bet.
Valley. So the Grand Valley Mustangs with a record of 2-8. They're going to go 0-2 this week, taking losses to both Wycliffe and PV. Their kill leader is going to be Michaela Hopes with 20 aces, Riley Ellsworth with 6. Their block leader is Sydney Bell. Their dig leader is Abby Collins, and their assist leader, Riley Ellsworth with 35.
Moving right on down the line with the Conneaut Spartans with an overall record of 7-5. The Spartans finished 1-2 this week, defeating Harbor Creek. And took losses, sorry. Total brain, whatever. Took losses to West Geauga and Edgewood. Bella Fix, 21 kills. Riley Furl and Devin Zappatelli with 4 aces apiece. Bella Fix with 8 blocks. Kayla Farley with 42 digs. And Lexi Brown with 39 assists.
Wow.
Coming in hot.
All right, moving right on from the Conneaut Spartans to the Jefferson Falcons with a record of 9-4. Jefferson going perfect last week. 3-0, defeating Geneva, Hubbard, and Girard. Remington Ryan was the kill leader with 55. Sarah Stone and Helena Edgar are going to share the aces with 6 apiece. Their block leaders are going to be Kaylin Hutzel-Brott and Helena Edgar again with 5 each. Their dig leader, Chloe O'Rourke, with 60. And their assist leader, Helena Edgar, with 106.
And hot.
Yikes.
All right, going over to the St. John Heralds with you read it, 8-1 on the season so far this year. They finished this week defeating, a 3-0 record just this week, defeating Chalker, Badger, and Wycliffe. Gianna Decato with 31 kills, Lizzie Ducro, Gianna Decato with 6 aces apiece, Eva Oster with 10 blocks, Haley Schellen. I'm sorry. I was trying so hard not to script that last name. I messed up the first name. Harley Schellenberg, 64 digs, and Lizzie Ducro with 53 assists.
Well done to the Lady Heralds. I mean, they are on their way to just a phenomenal seeding in this tournament. Going on to the Geneva Eagles with an overall record of 5-7, but last week going 2-1. They're going to defeat both Beechwood and Harvey, taking their 1 loss to Jefferson. Their kill leader is going to be Gianna DeLuca with 16. Gianna also their ace leader with 6. The block leaders are Sydney Park, Brooke Richmond, Carly Bierry. All of them are going to have 3 each. Their dig leader is Alex Nugent with 25, and the assist leader is Brooke Richmond with 24. And
Come
you
on,
might see her
Fingers.
as the assist leader in basketball, too.
Come on, Fingers. Here we go. All right, the Edgewood Warriors on the season 6-4 overall. They finished this week 2-1, defeating Orange and Conneaut and taking a loss to the Madison Brown Streaks, as Sammy likes to so casually call it. Isabella Stern with 40 kills. McKenna Venzel with 7 aces. Isabella Stern, Regan Knox with 3 blocks apiece. McKenna Venzel with 45 digs, and Gianna Ianetta with 50 assists.
50 of them things.
Coming in hot again.
Edgewood
Numbers just
having a
keep
pretty
growing.
good year as well at 6-4. And we're going to end it with the Lakeside Dragons, who are right now 9-1, but last week playing perfect. 4-0, defeating Chagrin Falls, Warren G. Harding, Perry, and Brush. And the kill leader, imagine that,
Imagine that.
Chris Giley Rodriguez with 72. The aces are going to Haley Chase with 17. The blocks are going to Alyssa Shelter with 5. The dig leader is Chris Giley Rodriguez, fresh off of her 1,000 career digs last week.
Yep.
And Andy McCluskey, she's going to get 74 assists. The Lakeside Dragons are a team to watch right now. Good night. Those girls are not taking no for an answer. And as I've said, if they set the ball up and Chris is jumping, I'm going to the bench.
Yeah, I'm not going to stand in front of it unless I want a black eye, then I will. But at this moment in time, I don't want that.
You saw Meet the Parents?
Right.
Spalding, right here. She ain't ruining my wedding day.
All right. All right, guys, stay tuned with us. Coming up next is going to be your Tutty Reel. Having a little fun. Check it out. If anyone sees the error, let us know. Maybe you'll get a prize. You probably won't. But there's a massive, not a massive error, but an error that I made. And I'll be interested in anyone can tell what it is. On deck right after that is going to be weekly results, pick'em, stats reel, week 6 games, and the fantasy football. So stay tuned. We'll be back here in about 4 minutes, give or take. Touchdown reel's about 3.5 this week, Sam.
Tud Rockets, baby. 6 of them are ties.
We'll be back.
440 and Goal welcomes in-combine sponsor from Allstate Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger. Kristen and her team offer auto, home, renters, and various other insurance policies. Visit Kristen at 4605 Main Avenue in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio, or contact Kristen at 440-993-0256.
440 and Gold welcomes in Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. Play All offers a full line of acrylics, desk accessories, plaques, sports awards, and more. A staple of Ashtabula County, Play All has been in service since 1993, helping the likes of educators, coaches, and individuals just like you. You can visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio, or call them at 440-992-7529 with any questions. 440 and Gold brings in Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio specializes in screen printing, dye sublimation, embroidery, and vinyl graphics. Their prices are the lowest in the area. They have no minimum order size, no setup charges, and no screen charges. Stop in and see for yourself. Made in Ohio is located in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Visit them at 1028 Bridge Street or call 440-992-9057.
All right. Yeah, Ryan is going to be pulling up a graphic here in just a few minutes. We are very, very happy to say that this Sunday we will be covering Emilio Park's first annual Alumni Challenge game over at Lakeside High School. The games are going to start at 10 a.m. with the championship going to be played at 4. It's going to have, Lakeside Gold. There's a team from Chardon there. They've got a team from Geneva. St. John's got a team. Edgewood's got a team. This is really going to be a super fun event right there at beautiful Lakeside High School. We'll be there bringing it to you live like we always do whenever we got something going around here. Almost weren't able to do it because we thought we were going to be out of town, actually. What are you, covering yourself up?
Yeah, it's either you or me. You're talking, so I'm just picking that right now.
Yeah.
If I start talking, I'll move it over. It ain't no big deal. You just click a couple buttons and get it rolling.
No, but, this Sunday, tune in at 10 o'clock right here on 440 and Goal for the Park's first annual Ashtabula Alumni Classic. It's going to be a great day. I love covering basketball at Lakeside. There's just a great court. It's got a great, it's a great venue to begin with, and this is going to be for a great event.
Yeah, so coming up 10 a.m. Lakeside Gold versus Chardon, 11 a.m. Harvey versus Team 440, 12 p.m. Lakeside Green versus Geneva, and 1 p.m. St. John versus Edgewood. And the finals will be at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Tickets at the door, right? $5, and kids get in free.
Yep.
So I'm going to bring
and also sponsored by Made in Ohio,
yes,
which I would expect nothing less. I mean, Made in Ohio, that's one of the reasons why we like hanging with these guys and why we like to hook up with them here.
Right.
Because we, they care about this community a lot, and so do we. So, and Emilio Parks he's a success story. This is a Lakeside graduate that has been playing professional basketball for going on 10 years now.
Yep.
So,
he's
really
over in Italy, I do believe, right? And then spent some time in the Mexican professional league.
Mexican, Indonesian, did some time in the Philippines. Yeah. Graduated from HBCU.
Right.
Just a great story and a great person, and really great to see these guys who go out and get to see the world and want to bring that passion right back to Ashtabula. So thanks over to Emilio for inviting us over to cover the event. We're really looking forward to it.
And before we get into the week 5 results, Made in Ohio did get this shirt donated, right? This Beulah one here. We can't tell what year it's from, but they did ask us if you do have any old clothing like that from Ashtabula, from Harbor. Heck, at this point, Lakeside's been around for 22 years.
I don't think anything will be that old.
Right.
If it is, we own it.
Right. I do got a couple old ones, but if you do have anything of this nature, Grand Valley, PV, whatever it is, and it's just sitting in your closet getting dusty, bring it down so they can show it off. They like this old vintage stuff.
And also, if you can tell us what year.
Yeah.
What year that this jersey is from? What class this is from? Because it looks old. I'm not sure, and they're not sure either.
Yep.
This is a baseball jersey from Ashtabula, baby. Panthers.
Yeah.
This is a Panthers
I got to
jersey.
go like 70s, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this could be something that, Adam Holman was playing in.
Yeah,
You never know.
Ooh. Yeah. All right, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget over on Facebook, share and like the stream on YouTube. Thank you for being there. That's all I can say about that one. Appreciate that. Getting ready to rock into weekly results, but directly after that, we're going into pick'ems, then the stats, and then Week 4 games, and our fantasy football pick'em, or fantasy football picks of the week. So, Sam, here we go. Let me get into the weekly results. And just like that, we got them. It's magic.
All right. Last week we actually instituted a pick'em. We're going to continue that on.
Yep.
I'll put this will be the last time I give this preamble to it. We're picking by who we think we're going to win, who we think's going to win. It's not a slight toward you, your team, your school, your kids, nothing like that. This is us picking teams that we think are going to win, and we find it fun. We can pick your team to lose and still care about you and your kids and your school. So I just want to make sure that is laid down before any feelings get hurt. But with that being said, let's move on.
All right. So this week's YSN game of the week that we were covering, 4-4 all-in-goal game of the week was going to be Pymatuning Valley defeating St. John 40-0. Good one for St. John to get it on the board. PV to get their first win on the board. St. John taking a tough loss there. 2-3 on the year now. Hopefully the Heralds, who are taking on next week, I do believe. I don't know.
The Heralds?
Yeah.
They're playing Matthews.
Yeah, I thought I was going to say that, but you confused me earlier with saying Fairport too many times and all that. So,
all right, moving on. We're going over to the Edgewood Warriors, who are now 4-1 after beating the West Geauga football team. 33-20.
Wolverines, but
you got to win a game before you get that name set on here.
Ugly helmets. I can't help it.
Anytime,
I don't mind the maize and blue colors.
Stop it. I'll
Michigan,
flip this table. This will be the end of the show.
But theirs are like white and blue. It's just weird for me.
Swirls on helmets are ugly. That's all that can be said. That team up north.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You took that name, and with that, you take the L with it. Anyway.
Moving into the next team, and Conneaut came out and said, "Shut up, Ryan. You don't know what you're talking about." Conneaut 33, Rootstown 14. And I do believe, did you say Conneaut's in?
Conneaut's in. Conneaut has
Week 5.
They are in the playoffs right now. Now they've got a 55% chance of having a home game. Congratulations, Spartans. You guys are getting it done. Saying, Red Rover, send our playoffs right over.
Good night.
Moving on to them boys. Yeah. That's right. We them boys. It's the Falcons of Jefferson. They go to Niles and put the Dragons fire out. 4-1 Jefferson 31, Niles 14, and look out NE8 because the Jefferson Falcons came to the party.
Sure did. Getting busy out there, as you like to call it, man.
That's right, man.
It was a tough one all the way up to about end of third, beginning of fourth quarter, and I'll be honest, Jefferson broke it loose and did what the Falcons do, and they run the ball, man. They run it, and they were running all over the Red Dragons, I do believe, right?
I want to talk about something real quick before we move on here. One of the things that we've saw that has killed teams out here is injuries. Yep. Injuries have derailed some teams. We're going to be talking about one here soon. Shout out to Jefferson, who takes this injury to their quarterback, who has 400 on the ground, 400 in the air, on his way to another 1K. They bring in their backup. He gets it done. He goes 14 for 19 for 231.
Right, yep.
Okay. Grant Hitchcock, because he's a phenomenal. He's a phenom. It's ridiculous how athletic this kid is. 8 catches for 169 yards.
Shifts over to wide receiver.
Because he switches over to wide receiver after an injury. You got to be kidding me, baby. Call me Dick Vitale. This is insane. I can't even believe it. So, the Jefferson Falcons, we're going to talk about them a lot today. Because they're going to be brought up in 2 other segments. Let me put it there.
I mean, they're knocking on the door too, by the way. But we'll get rolling with that one. Moving on, Perry 4-1, defeating Lakeside 29-6. Again, another game without the bowling ball. Their offense, the heart of their offensive unit there not playing. I did hear rumors potentially not this week either, but we're not really sure.
Yeah, we don't
Nothing
know.
confirmed, but hopefully Lakeside next week does a little bit better. It's a tough one. The first 3 weeks of the season, Lakeside was, I think they had, 55, 58 points over 3 games.
Yeah, I know he had 491 yards.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, but hopefully Lakeside can pull it together. 3-2 on the year. Hopefully they can go up 4-2 against your favorite team from West G, the Wolverines.
We'll see who I'm picking.
Right.
Get ready for that. Then you're going over to Grand Valley and Hawken with that phenomenal running back that they've got out there. 62, Grand Valley 28. Grand Valley falling to 1-4. Hawken moving up to 4-1. Grand Valley, they've got some stuff working. I'll tell you one thing, even in the games that they've lost, they have been able to score points.
Yep. Finish it out. Another tough one. Kirtland, 43. The Geneva Eagles, 13. We knew it was going to be a tough game. That's just what it is.
I did.
Yeah, that's a tough one, that's what we're going to roll into here in a moment. But Geneva playing Kirtland, that's a tough one for anybody. I mean, over the last, I think, 4 seasons, they lost 1 championship game, right, and won 3.
Yeah, to Versailles, who actually followed them into Division 6.
Right. So they haven't lost much, but Geneva taking a tough one there, but they'll get it rolling again. Geneva will get it rolling again. So, all right,
let's talk about our pick'ems.
Here they come, right on the board.
Ryan is going to come out on top this week because every blind squirrel finds a nut.
Hey, that's not fair. I am technically blind in one eye, and you know that.
Ryan goes 5-1 with his correct picks of PV, Edgewood, Jefferson, Geneva, and Perry. Ryan's only incorrect pick was picking Rootstown over Conneaut. Well done, sir.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
I bow to you because that was a great bunch of picks right there. Me on the other hand, I go 4-2. Took a couple long shots with Geneva over Kirtland. I'll stand by that. I still think you
have to. You made the pick.
Listen, I'll stand by it. I'd have picked it again.
Air.
I'd have picked it again. I still think Geneva has a shot.
Yeah.
I don't think people they haven't given them a shot all year. I'm never taking Geneva completely out of the game.
Sure.
St. John over PV. Those were my 2 losses. But with that, let's get into this week's
Statty Reels.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. We're going to go into the stats.
Why are you trying to skip stuff?
Let's go into the stat leaders from this week.
Man, making it difficult on me.
All right, go ahead.
All right, week 5 stat leaders. This is going to be your INTs, also known as interceptions, and none other than Angelo Calazzo with 5 of them over there at Lakeside. Edgewood's Hunter Brought with 4. Geneva's Gio Rice with 3. St. John's Jimmy Severino with 2. Geneva. So, man, Geneva's got a lot of takeaways. Sorry, I just noticed that. Geneva's
5 interceptions.
Yeah, 5 picks between the 2. Will Torres Mook coming in hot for the Eagles there. Keep up the great work, guys.
All right, moving on into the tackle leaders for this counting out.
You're good.
While the screen goes black, I'm going to wait. All right,
Just
so
give me a
I'm
second.
going to bring up the tackle formula again, like I usually do, and we're gonna we'll put this out on Facebook. So
you're
everybody
going to
knows.
be very political
So,
about this, and I'm going to tell everyone
right.
what it means, actually.
Hold on. Listen.
Don't get
the
all
way
flustered.
the way the tackles work on this show is your solo tackles are 1 point. Your assists are half of a point. You get an additional point for each tackle for loss and each sack. Those assists will cut a lot of people's tackle totals down. Because if you count 10 assists and 10 tackles or 10 solos as 20 tackles, that's not how we do it here. Here, that is 15 tackles. So in some cases, it's cutting quite a few tackles down. With that being said, this week's and the new tackle leader in the area is Jefferson Falcon Wade Woodworth with 60.5 tackles. He's going to be followed very closely by Edgewood's Seth Enos, by another Edgewood player in Zeke Lucas, and then Ty Koval. If there's a defensive stat, he's probably going to be in there somewhere with 44.5, and then Lakeside's Caleb Stitt with 43.5. Well done, fellas.
Yes, just so everyone out there, half or assist or half a point.
Half of a point.
And Sam is going to be very nice about it. I'm not. It is half a point. I don't care what anyone says. Assists are worth half. Moving on. Here we go. All right, going into the next stat of the week.
Here we go.
Going to be the Week 5 leaders for TFL, so these count as one.
This will be 1 point.
So everyone knows
Yep.
towards your total tackles. But Wade Woodworth out in Jefferson, 10.5. Conneaut's Jaden Anderson with 9. Edgewood's Zeke Lucas with 7.5. Conneaut's Moses Schwartz with 7. Edgewood's Seth Eno, 7. And Lakeside's Caleb Stitt with 7. Imagine how that worked.
Yeah, Zeke Lucas and Jaden Anderson tied with 9, and then 3 guys tied with 7.
Yep.
Getting it done. And a tackle for loss is any tackle that results in a loss. So anything behind the line, not just sacks. Getting into sacks, though, we're going to talk about look, it's Conneaut. Conneaut. That's probably why they're 4-1.
Right.
Jaden
Good
Anderson with 4 sacks on the year, followed closely by Ty Koval with 3, and then Moses Schwartz parting the seas, getting 2 sacks. Preston Reams of Jefferson, he's got 2 sacks. Luke Funtash, that is 2 sacks for him. And Matt, I'm always right, from Geneva with 2 sacks.
Matt Wright just flying the plane to the quarterback, baby. Here we go. All right. I always think a lot of time left on this graphic, Sam. There must be a lot more stats.
Oh, yeah, we got to go through all the offense now.
And here we go with passing yards on the season so far. Let me make it just a little smaller. Make sure I get it all right here.
There we are.
Geneva. I'm sorry. That does say Geneva.
That does say G. It should say E.
Edgewood's Tony Hall, 66 for 124, 893 hot ones, 10 tutties, 3 picks. Grand Valley's Nathan Boyarski, 58 for 112, 805, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks. St. John's Vin Narducci, 51 of 101 or 103, 729, 4 tutties, 7 interceptions. Conneaut's Max Gleason, 32 out of 50, and that is the biggest surprise right there for me, to be honest with you. Conneaut did not have a big expectation of passing this year, and they are showing us completely wrong. That's over 100 yards per game at this point.
And they're still running.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still running the ball a ton.
Yeah, we'll get
and
to
you're
going to
see when we get to the rushing guys.
Yeah, Max Gleason for Conneaut, 32 of 50 for 537, 2 tutties, 2 interceptions. And Lakeside's Alex DeSalvatore with 36 for 63, 491 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions.
Yeah, really, these passers this year are getting it done, and Tony Hall has been getting it done for the last couple of weeks. And talking about the passers, now we're going to talk about the rushers. And our leading rusher, I'm actually surprised it took him this long to get there. Zach Rice of Conneaut, 80 carries, 604 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's going to be followed closely behind by Grant Hitchcock, 47 carries, 473 yards, 7 touchdowns. And then guess what? Max Gleason.
Yes.
Max Gleason on there, 56 carries, 451 yards, 6 touchdowns. Talk about dual threat out there in Conneaut. And then Cool Hand Luke, baby, with his 8-yard a carry average, 54 carries, 434 yards, 6 tud Rockets. And the quarterback out at PV, Ryan Croston, 67 carries, 423 yards, and 3 Tud Burgers in paradise.
Tud Rockets, Tud Burgers, Tud Sandwiches. Let's go into the wide receivers, and none other than the Grasshopper taking the top of the list.
Who would you expect?
I mean, come on now. Like Bobby Rogers out there, 34 receptions, 562 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Just getting busy out in Grand Valley. Like I said, we talked about it earlier, and I'll move on to the rest of the guys. But Grand Valley, I think they're starting to find what works. They really are 8. I'm sorry, and I said that wrong. It's 9 on my screen.
It's
it looks
9.
like 8.
Yeah.
I said 9 or 8. But St. John's Matt Miller with 341 completion yard on 20 receptions. Charging that all up. 2 touchdowns. Edgewood's Christian Cunningham, 19 receptions for 313 and 4 touchdowns. Jefferson's Trent Hodge, 4 receptions for 14. Good night. Thank you. 14 receptions for 293 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Jacob Ernst over at Edgewood, 15 receptions for 228 yards and 2 Tud sandwiches, I guess.
I'll tell you what, if he had 4 for 293, that dude is a monster.
Yes.
I mean, he is a monster, don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you what, I gotta take a look at it to see if Rogers, I bet you he's got to be on track for a counting record.
Got to be close.
I mean, that is incredible.
5 games.
5 games and 562?
No, 800 some, wasn't it?
No, he was 562.
Let me just bring it back up real quick here.
Yeah.
Oh, 562. Yep,
Yeah, I don't
Robert.
forget numbers.
I do. This guy does. I do. That's why he does what he does, and I do what I do.
Yeah,
Right?
562. I mean, he's got to be close. I bet you he's right on par because that dude is really getting it done, and he's gotten it done against some tough defenses as well.
Yeah.
That Jefferson defense is no slouch. Edgewood's defense is no slouch, and Berkshire's is no slouch either. So well done to the Grand Valley Mustang Robert Rogers on going out there, and it's definitely going to be probably his career year this year. But my goodness, also. He's a junior. So Grand Valley's got some building to do around that kid too. It's really,
Sure do.
It's a great time to be a Mustang. That is for sure. But as we get through those stats now, we got to get to these Week 6 games.
Here they come. Hey, click the right button. Made it happen.
You got
Woo-hoo.
it. You got it.
What's going to happen here? We're going to go through and talk a little bit about each game and ins and outs. And I think as we go, Sam, are we just going to make our pick?
Yeah.
Do you want to do that, or what do you want to do?
We'll go through and we'll talk about the game, and each one of us will make our pick.
Okay.
And we'll alternate.
All right. So Lakeside taking on West G coming up.
Let me write this down.
Yeah.
Because we need to remember.
We do record this, but, it goes on YouTube and Facebook.
That's
but it's
all right.
fine. You can write it down if
I'm
it
not
makes you
going
feel
through 20
better.
minutes of film for this.
I mean, even though, no one writes in cursive anymore, but you don't either. So Lakeside taking on West G. So the 3-2 Dragons going out to check out the West G Wolverines at 1-4. That is 4-4 on goals game of the week this week.
We're coming, Lakeside.
We're coming over there to kick it and hang out and get a nice live stream for you guys. This is going to be a tough one. If Jay Sean does not play again, I'm not saying they won't get it, but if we'll see where it takes them to, but we're not 100% sure on anything. But I'm going to have to go with Lakeside on this one. Edgewood put up some big numbers against West G. That dictates the way my thinking process goes. I'm going to take Lakeside over West G.
Yeah, just building off what you're saying, so Lakeside has run into some problems with injury. We don't know where they're at. We don't know who's coming back, how injured they are, that sort of thing. We're not really privy to any of that. But with that being said, still, I'm taking the Dragons this week. It's homecoming for them. West Geauga showed how they can be beat last week. I know that Edwards and the crew over at Lakeside are breaking that film down and figuring out how they can implement their winning game plan into this, and I have all the confidence in the world in those guys to be able to do it. They've got a big kid by the name of DeSalvatore that is starting to come into his own after having to pass more than he was probably ready for. And he's getting better and better every week. His running has gotten better and better every week. Lakeside wins. Alex DeSalvatore is going to be player of the game.
All right, so me and you both taking Lakeside. All right, moving on to the next one. Jefferson 4-1, Hubbard 4-1. This is, I think, going to be Jefferson's made their way onto game to watch of the week about 3 weeks in a row, maybe 4 now. They beat Hubbard. I think they punched their ticket to the playoffs.
If they beat Hubbard, they'd punch their ticket to a home game.
Yeah, is that what the
yeah
is it? So, that's a tough one though. That is tough. I haven't seen who Hubbard has beat, but Hubbard historically, I do believe, is a pretty good squad
They're
overall,
tough.
right?
They are tough.
Yeah. So don't kill me on this one, Hannah. I know if you're watching, you're gonna try to punch me through the TV screen or phone. But I do believe Hubbard's gonna get you guys on this one. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong, but my gut tells me Hubbard. Nothing against Jefferson again, but I got to go Hubbard on this one.
And this is why I'm getting Christmas cards from Jefferson and you're not. I'm taking Jefferson.
I'm getting brown paper bags lit
Listen,
on fire.
I'm not just taking Jefferson because I like the kids and I love the coaching staff. I'm taking Jefferson because I think Jefferson got a wake-up call 2 weeks ago against a Girard team that is incredibly good. Girard is a lot better than people think that they are. They're 5-0, and Girard has already locked themselves into the playoffs at home. And Jefferson, a hurt Jefferson without Grant Hitchcock, was able to give Girard everything that they could deal with. With that being said, Hubbard is tough. Hubbard is a staple in the NE8. When you head down Route 11, it's Hubbard is who is going to, be the team that they're talking about. I see, and then there's that too. You're right. They get into a overtime win over Struthers last week. Even without that, I'm picking Jefferson. I think Jefferson has figured out the offense that they need to do, and I think their defense is improving. I think the passing game is something that was their weakness in the beginning of the year, and they have fixed that hole. Because of that, I'm picking Jefferson over Hubbard. Jefferson, welcome to the playoffs, baby. We're going to be at the Falcon Stadium.
All right, moving in. I think this next one for me is going to be pretty quick. Conneaut, 4-1. Cleveland Central Catholic, 0-5. I do believe Conneaut comes out and blows the doors off, has himself a little bit of fun, and I'm going to call it now. I feel like Zach Rice might be the player of the week next week. That's just the opinion I have. Or Gleason, maybe.
Listen,
or
I would be surprised if next week we don't have a Spartan on the show. I agree with you 100%. I think it's Conneaut. I think it's Conneaut big.
Yeah.
I think it's Conneaut big. We may see Gleason and Rice together go for 500. They're going to go out and they're going to get it done. At this point, Conneaut's playing for the home. They're playing to come home and have a home game for the playoffs. They're in the playoffs already. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Rocco Dobrin always figures out a way to get it done, and he did it again this year. This was a year we didn't know who their quarterback was going to be. We knew who their running back was going to be because he's a phenom. He's absolutely incredible. Zach Rice is one of the best running backs, not just in Conneaut history, in the county's history.
Yes.
Conneaut's going to go out. They're going to get it done. I think it's big time Conneaut. Listen, Spartan fans, make sure you guys save your breath because you may be out of it by the fourth quarter after yelling.
Yeah. Oh, next one on deck, Sam, which so we both take Conneaut on that one, is going to be Edgewood at Perry. And I am very, 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 very intrigued by this game.
I'm going first on this one.
Huh?
I'm going to go first on this
Yeah,
one.
I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. You do
So
your
last
thing.
week, I took my shot, okay? I took my shot last week, and I went for a very, very underdogged Geneva team. And I'm going to do the same thing here, and it's not in the same vein. I think that Edgewood is much better than people give them credit for. I think that people look at the Edgewood Warriors week after week and say they haven't played anybody. I think they take away from their wins. I think that they take away from the actual skill that Warriors team has. I think Christian Cunningham is one of the best athletes in the county. I think Tony Hall, as it stands right now, is one of the best passing quarterbacks in the county. Zeke Lucas is built like Brian Urlacher. Seth Enos is like Zach Thomas. There's a lot of talent on that Edgewood team. Perry has come into Ashtabula County and continuously bullied team after team after team. It's about time that somebody knocks them off their pedestal. They weren't supposed to beat West Geauga either. I'm picking Edgewood over Perry this week.
Yeah, it's a different animal for me. Man, this is a tough pick. Just a quick recap. The 4-1 Pirates losses coming from Powerhouse this year.
Riverside. They got smoked, and Riverside very much so.
And this Clarkson North out of Arkansas. So I don't know really who they were, but wins against Chagrin Falls, Madison, and Lakeside. Oh, don't kill me, Coop and the Warriors, but I got to go with Perry. I'm going with Perry on this one. That's what my gut tells me. My gut's now telling me that I'm an idiot, but I got, pick is made. Your pick is in. Door number 2 is what door number 2 gives you.
That's what you got.
And I feel like it's going to be a wind-up toy with a punching bag from last Saturday just popping me in the mouth. But it's my gut tells me that.
I'm going to tell you right now, for the Edgewood Warriors to beat the Perry Pirates, and they can do that, my pick stands, and I will stand by my pick. Whether they win by 100 or lose by 100 this week, I'm standing by my pick because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that they have the ability to do it. But if you Edgewood Warriors are watching right now, you have to play perfect.
Yeah.
You cannot jump off sides.
Yeah, I mean, everything.
You cannot get holding calls. You cannot get personal foul calls. You have to listen to the plays and execute them. And if you guys go out there and let your coach bring you to this victory and do what they tell you the way they want you to do it, I promise you, it's going to be a fun day on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said earlier, too. I mean, you explained it perfectly. It's tough for me. It's tough. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Please do what Conneaut did to me. Prove me wrong. I picked Rootstown, and they came out and punched him in the mouth, and I hope Edgewood does, too. I do. All right, going into the next game, we got GV, Grand Valley, the Stangs, taking on the Red Raiders. Harvey at 3. Grand Valley is 1-4. Harvey is 3-2.
This is an interesting game for me because Harvey, they're a good team. You know, that's a quality team, a quality win for the Jefferson Falcons. But Harvey's biggest flaw is their ability to cover the pass, and Grand Valley has one of the best passing attacks in the area with Boyarski and Rogers.
Yeah.
And then they got a kid by the name of Aiden Whitwright, who's also very talented. And then they've got a tight end, Dylan Hyvick, who's incredibly effective at his spot. The run game is not their best friend because they run a little bit of a slower pace, but they got a guy by the name of Casey Turner who's going to be able to, you know, knock it down, grind it out. And if you want to stop him, guess what? You're going to have to throw an extra one in the box.
Yep.
Grand Valley, they've gotten better and better and better every week, but with this, I think I am going to have to go Harvey this week. This is going to be my one away.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Sam has said. I got a lot of belief in that passing game. Bobby Rogers, Nate Boyarski, the numbers don't lie.
You're right.
The numbers don't lie. They're putting up big numbers on there, but I don't believe Grand Valley's defense is going to be able to hold off that Harvey attack, and I do got to go with Harvey on this one as well.
All right, that moves us right along to St. John versus Matthews. And this one you can start because I'm actually interested to see where you want to go with this one. I see you over here looking up all of their games.
I got to.
He's cheating. Listen,
it's not cheating.
This guy's cheating
it's
on
just
our
I can
show.
type faster than you can. I mean, you get to look at it too. So don't act like you're not over here looking at it. So the Matthew Mustangs 3-1 on the year, defeating Catholic Central out of Steubenville 38-7, McKinley 64-8, Latonia 49-0. All smaller schools, rightfully so, because Matthews, I do believe, is D7 as well. Mm-hmm. Same thing as St. John. Losing to Edison, don't know who they are, 48-10, and now taking on St. John. Oh, that's tough. If St. John can get their passing game really rolling, I think they stand a chance, but they have struggled. We've covered them 2 weeks in a row. That passing game has been a little bit of it hits, and then it misses. It hits, and then it misses. So
Matthews has not beat. Go ahead and pick your pick.
I should say I gotta go. I gotta go with Matthews right now. Unfortunately, St. John is gonna go in 2-4, and Matthews is gonna go 4-1.
Matthews has not beat anybody better than who St. John's beat in Sebring.
Right.
Matthews, on the other hand, able to put 64 on Sebring, and I'm sure if St. John wanted to, they could have as well.
Yes.
It's tough. This is a tough game for the St. John Heralds. It's homecoming. They're getting prepared to get back into this conference play, and I think it would be you'd be a fool if you don't think that throttling that they got last week by PV, it isn't going to be tough to walk away from. St. John is 2-3. They went out there and they handily beat Sebring. They were able to put 40 points on them. I think if St. John can score, they can win games with guys in the conference. Because of that, I'm going to go St. John. I'm going to take them over Matthews.
All right. Not mad at your pick. I don't agree with it, but I'm not mad at it. Up next, Geneva at Orange. Short, sweet, simple. Power football for Geneva is gonna beat up on Orange. I think they're gonna have 300+ yards rushing in this game, maybe a little bit more. You never know. And Geneva is gonna defeat Orange handily.
Geneva wins this game. Kenny Young ends up with a touchdown. Luke Smith ends up with 2. Jake Wilson ends up with 3. It's going to be a throttling. Get ready. I'm telling you, them Geneva boys are on one this week. They didn't want, they were the nail last week, and this week they get to be the hammer.
Yeah.
And we see those guys when they really want to, they can get it done. Geneva, big time over Orange.
All right. Last but not least, PV taking on Fairport Harbor. PV coming out and getting their first win of the year. PV 2-3 on the year, but wins coming by way of North. That's out of Akron, not Willoughby. Eastlake. And then Wycliffe beating them 20-7. So I don't know a lot about them. The losses that they have taken, though, do tell me a little bit about them. So
their big win right now is Wycliffe.
Yeah.
And Wycliffe is down big time.
Yes. I think PV comes out and gets their second win of the week. I don't think handily. I think they do a great job at game management and clock management as well. And they get it rocking and rolling out there to go 2-4 on the year.
PV big. I don't
PV
even need
Big?
I don't need a whole big preamble. PV Big. Guess what? PV remembered who they were. They figured it out last week. Ty Vickery rushed for 6 touchdowns. Ryan Croston, he wants to join the party too. I can tell by Devin Sharp sitting on that couch that he said, hey, I think you guys forgot about me. Jaron Nowakowski, we talked about him before the year started. He's another one who's a tough kid. PV Big over Fairport. PV's back, folks.
All right, so there are your 8 games. So as you see on your screen there, we're covering Lakeside taking on West G, but also available over on ysnlive.com is going to be Jefferson versus Hubbard and Geneva at Orange. So you Geneva folks who don't get to travel to out to Orange, that will be available ysnlive.com.
Yeah, as Orange is a YSN school, so
Yep.
they will be provided coverage. So
Sure
Geneva
will.
will get their coverage there.
Yes, they will.
All right.
Yeah. Last but not least, we already predetermined all this. That way we got it done. Did you lose it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Let me bring this back up real quick. Which one do I want to bring up? Do I want to bring up this one?
Yeah, we can. I mean,
I
we
guess
don't,
it doesn't really matter.
honestly, it doesn't matter at
We'll
all.
leave it right here. So we're going to go into Sammy's new favorite. We're going to see how this goes. I'm sure it's going to make a few people irritated.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do what's called the 440 goals Power 4. So the top 4 ranked teams in Ashtabula County.
Right now.
Yeah. So Sammy, actually, I think what we should do is you pick 4 real quick, item. I pick 4, and we run down the list and see where it takes us to.
That's fine because I know who my 4 are.
We can debate on it. You start writing. I got to get another pen.
So, while he grabs his pen, I'm just going to go through again. You know, we're doing this stuff because we want to talk about football in every aspect and every facet of it. Again, if you're not in the top 4, it doesn't mean we dislike you, your kids, or your school district. If you are the school, we don't dislike your school. Right now, we think that there are, well, we know that there are 8 teams in Ashtabula County, and we think that there are 4 that are on the top and 4 that need to do some work. So that's how we're going to pick them, and we're going to tell you guys exactly why we're picking who we're picking as we go. So this is a new part, and we will be adding this to the show every week.
We'll have a graphic next time is what he's saying.
Yeah, we will have a
little
graphic.
prettier.
I'll be releasing the graphic on here as well. Sorry, I had to write mine out.
So I'm very intrigued by this. I got my own thought process, and that's the beauty of this. What I enjoy about it more than anything is I get to argue with Sammy.
Yes,
Which,
this is
to
gonna
be
be great.
genuine with you, any friends and family that's out there, usually he does win the argument because I end up not caring and telling him I don't care anymore, and I just let him win. You know, so he wins, but then I also kind of win by telling him I don't care. But so I'm going to start off. Let's have a little fun with it, right? All right. So I'm going to say number 1.
Yep.
And on a count of 3, you say your team out loud. I'll say my team out
It's
loud.
like Step Brothers.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Ready? So, all right. Oh, wait, no, let's go 4. Let's go 4 to 1.
Okay, you want to start with your 4th.
Let's start with number 4 and work our way up.
All right,
All right. Number 4 on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Geneva.
Lakeside. Oh, I got to write this down.
Geneva.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going
Yep.
to talk about my Geneva pick right now. Obviously, Geneva beat Lakeside. So, 3-2 Geneva, they got to be there. The proof is in the pudding. You know, it was between Lakeside and Geneva for who was going to be the 4th best in the county right now in this Power 4. And if it's the top 50%, the Geneva Eagles got it done. Now, don't discount the fact that they went down to Youngstown and got it done down there, too.
Well, you're putting Geneva at number 4?
At number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, they're my number 4.
So my confusion with that is, I'll tell you why I put Lakeside at number 4, because then that will dictate my number 3. But I put Lakeside at number 4 because Geneva got Lakeside.
Yes.
Right. So that's why I'm confused on why you would put Geneva at Lakeside. I'm sorry, Geneva at number 4.
Maybe Lakeside's my number 5.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It is a total assumption. All right. I got Lakeside at number 4. Sammy's got him at number.
I've got my number 4. My Power 4 fourth team this week, top 50% in the county. The Geneva Eagles 3-2. Ryan's, the Lakeside Dragons 3-2.
Okay. All right. So number 3, the Power 4, number 3
Yep.
for you. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Edgewood.
Geneva. Oh God. Oh gosh.
So I'll go again, and then you can say why yours. The Edgewood Warriors All people can say about them, they're 4-1. They ain't played nobody. They haven't played anybody. Their schedule doesn't give them. They've got an easy schedule. Ba, 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 ba. I know that they beat a team that's already guaranteed themselves a spot in the playoffs. I know that 4 wins has been hard for any team in the county to get for the past 10 years. So to cheapen it that way is not something I'm going to do. Edgewood Warriors, they're the 3rd best team in the county as it stands right here, Power 5. Power 4.
Listen, I got to go with Geneva. They came out and smacked Struthers. Very abruptly they smacked Struthers. That was not – I mean, I know they've said Struthers is a little bit of a down team, but, I've talked to Sammy about that, and he's the one that's kind of turned my head on a few of these. So I'm not as aggressive of grading the games on how they won or they lost. But that's why I put Geneva right now. Geneva right now at number 3, just because of the wins that they have beat. They beat Lakeside. They beat Struthers. Who was their other one?
Springfield.
State
champion. The team that lost in the state championship last year.
I think it is for me, it's an obvious number 3 for them, and it is really my number 2 and number 3 are really kind of tight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so are mine.
Yeah.
So are mine.
Yeah.
So, ready? Number 2 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Conneaut.
Edgewood. Oh my God! I gotta change it.
No!
I
You
know.
live with it now.
I didn't even think about it. Why did I think? Oh, this is what got me. I mean, it's just our Power 4.
That's
but
right.
in the end, we're gonna have to,
Yeah.
And we'll bicker back and forth. But you're right. I should have picked.
Conneaut.
I got to change everything over.
Conneaut went out week 1 and lost on a 2-point conversion to a fired up Edgewood team.
Yeah.
They have 8 and not left any crumbs since that day. They have gone to teams and just smacked them around. Rootstown was undefeated with big-time wins. Conneaut wasn't even supposed to be close in that game. They went out there, got the job done. Conneaut Spartans, number 2 in my Power 4.
Yeah, I'm going to stop at mine, to be honest with you, because I did not think about this the right way. I need a mulligan is what I need to be genuine with you. It's my own fault, but I'm going to agree with Sammy's list because I think we're almost actually really close to the same, except for the one.
Except,
you know what I mean?
That
That's
4 to 5.
Yeah, and I think the number 1 I think is for me it's an obvious one. I think I'll be genuine with everybody. I think they come in and give fits to anybody in the county if they play them right now.
They
come in, they give, and just everyone gets heartburn that night, and has a tough time handling them.
1, 2, 3.
Jefferson.
It's Jefferson.
Yeah.
Jefferson right now. If you're doing a Power 5 and the Jefferson Falcons aren't the top team in Ashtabula County for you, then I'm not sure you've watched football this year. Listen, you can talk about schedule all you want to. You could talk about who, blah, 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 blah. Jefferson's gone out, and they've got it done in a very efficient manner. Their offense is ridiculous. They go down into the NE8. They're getting it done down there. It's their time. Right now, they're Power 4. They're Power 4 right now. I would call them best team in the county. I think that it's a shame that they're not playing Conneaut this year. I think that would have been a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think it would have been too.
Obviously, they got well over on Edgewood. That might be a rematch in the first round as Edgewood's in the play. Edgewood needs one more game and they're in.
Yeah.
And Geneva is 3-2. They get a win over Orange. They've got to win there. Now all they have to do is beat either Edgewood or Chagrin Falls.
Yeah.
And then welcome to the party, Geneva.
Man, I can't believe I screwed that up. That's all right. It's all right. I'm good at that.
So just a recap real quick. My Power 4 at number 4, the Geneva Eagles, 3-2. My number 3 team is the 4-1 Edgewood Warriors. My number 2 team is the 4-1 Conneaut Spartans. And my number 1 team is those Dirty Birds, the Jefferson Falcons, getting it done in the south part of the county. That is this week's Power 4 for me. Ryan is probably not going to want to talk about his because he completely forgot about Conneaut.
Yeah, I did. I apologize to this part. I forgot about you last week, and I forgot about you this week, and it's my own fault. It really is. I do. I got to stick with my guns, though. Jefferson definitely number 1 for me. They're going to come, again, give fits to anybody they play in the county right now. And, again, this is a Power 4 through the county.
That's right, 4-4-0 in goal.
Next
Power
week,
4.
I'll be a little bit more apt and appropriate on what I do and how I do it. So But yeah, nonetheless, I'm gonna stick with Sammy's though. I like his. I do. And again, I'm just letting him win, so he feels better. He thinks he won, but he hasn't totally won because he lost to Pick'em last week anyway. So
That's
it's
all
cool.
right. I got some guys.
And
who are
he's gonna
bring
lose
me
in
back in.
fantasy this week too, because we got to talk about that real quick and get the heck out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna as we're starting to run into that 10:15 time.
Yep.
We're gonna get ready to get out of here, but I'm just gonna run down the teams for each of us.
Yep.
So for Sam's team this week, Alex DeSalvatore, my quarterback. My running back, Luke Smith. My wide receiver is Bobby Rogers. My flex position is Conneaut's Max Gleason. My iron flex is Ryan Croston of PV. Offensive line this week going to be the St. John Heralds. My special teams, Edgewood Warriors. The defense is going to be those Jefferson Falcons. For Ryan, his quarterback is going to be Kenny Young. His running back, Zach Rice. His wide receiver, Matt Miller of St. John. Ty Vickery of PV is going to be his flex player. Grant Hitchcock is going to be his iron flex. Lakeside's going to be his offensive line. His special team is going to be Grand Valley, and the Edgewood Warriors are going to be his defense.
All right, guys. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in this evening. Let me bring this up one more time. Not weekly, that one. Don't forget, Friday night, Lakeside, West G at beautiful Lakeside Stadium over there in Saybrook, Ohio. 440 Goal is going to give you some hot live coverage of it, but also Jefferson versus Hubbard will be on ysnlive.com, as well as Geneva versus Orange. Sunday, a little bit more live streaming. The Emilio Parks, what's it called again?
First annual Emilio Parks Alumni Classic.
Yes. So first annual Emilio Parks Alumni Classic. I'm going to throw that image up real quick one more time. The
Yeah,
25th.
we got 6 games that are going to be happening on Sunday, and they're all going to be right here on 440 and Goal. And we'll let you know if it's going to be on YSN.
Yep.
But, boy, the time has seemed to have gotten away from us tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. Are you telling me you want to go home?
That's it, buddy.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Facebook now, if you could just follow, you share, it means nothing because we're going to hit the stop stream button here in a minute. So,
yeah.
Appreciate everyone's time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll talk to you.
We'll see you guys Friday. Hey, Lakeside, get ready. We're coming home, baby.
See you soon.